of it in old New York.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Tony Talks. And it's your boy Tony coming at you live by myself in my apartment over here on the outskirts of Dallas, Texas. What is new in the world with you guys? What the hell? Minneapolis, Minnesota is at the forefront of the news. You know, everybody is pretty much, there's not much to be said. Well, there's plenty to be said, but it's being said by enough people already. Well, what is enough people? I guess there really can't be enough people until you actually have some type of change invoked in this world. So the guy, George Floyd, rest in peace. I watched the video. I didn't want to watch the fucking video. I hate watching these videos, but it's disgusting. It's so disgusting. And the cop with his knee on the guy's back of the guy's neck while he's handcuffed and on the floor. It's just it's like perverted. It's fucking weird. That guy looked like a creepy little fuck. And he actually had how many complaints did he? I think he had 19. Officer, I'm gonna look it up right now. Officer, he comes up right away. You type him into Google. Officer C.H. Chauvin complaints, and 12 conduct complaints at least leveled against them. These people, there's officers like this that are bad that just need to be off the beat. They shouldn't be cops. Honestly, being a cop is one of the hardest jobs in the world. To me, you're nobody's qualified for it because you're constantly making judgment decisions. Everybody is lying to you all the time. But there are people who, while I don't think anybody's really qualified to be a cop, there are people that really are never really not qualified to be cops. And this guy, with a stir of controversy, shot a black guy previously, years ago, in 2010, I think. The guy didn't die, but he has a permanent hole in his stomach or some type of fucking thing because he stormed into the house and shot this guy while he was in the bathroom. These guys shouldn't be a cop. And I'm gonna say something right now. I probably shouldn't say this, but fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Look, let me preface by saying a lot of people who enter into these positions, these civil servants positions, are great. They're very good. A lot of people. I see people that I'm friends with on Facebook, that I went to high school with, that I knew from when I was a kid, that are police officers now, and I know them. I know their character, and I'm like, I would trust this person being a police officer. However, there are also people that I know, and anybody listening to this could attest to this themselves. They know people that became cops that they're like, how the fuck did you become a cop? Because it's such an important job, and you kind of forget the way society is because there's such good benefits. There's pension plans. There's all types of retirement, pension, whatever. Good salary with being a police officer throughout the country, that a lot of times, or in some cases, it's people that have no other outlet. They take a test, they get picked to be a police officer, and they can't turn it down because they need a career, they need a job, they need money, they need what everybody needs. And so it's hard to weed out people that aren't really qualified because you have to write a form that says, have you ever engage in racist activities or anything like that? You write no, and there's no way to check it. There's no way to really confirm it. A background check, unless you're like registered on like the Klan website or something ridiculous. There's no way to know, what people really are unless you do character interviews of these people by people close to them, with people close to them. And I know that happens if somebody's going for like a CIA position or FBI or whatever, top secret security clearance positions, but it's not going to happen if for your regular municipal city police officer. It is just, you have these giant classes and it's impractical. So what you get is someone like Derek Chauvin, whatever the fuck his name is, I hope I'm saying his name wrong, who have different types of history of complaints. And I'm looking at this right now. So he went to the academy in 2001. Use of force incident where he escalated things too much. And they fired a shotgun at somebody that ended up killing this guy. And whatever. This guy then he had another incident where this is the one where he hit the guy in the stomach, but the guy survived, and then they get investigated, and they get put on administrative leave where they're getting paid anyway. So it's really, and then in these types of positions, there is a bias towards the officer, which in many cases there probably should be. You probably should get the benefit of the doubt. But shouldn't there be like a 3 strikes and you're out rule? If you've had 12 complaints, it's not an anomaly. It's I don't know what the fuck. It's you. At some point, you are your habits. And if you're averaging these type of complaints more than half the time, more than half the years that you've been in the force, you got to go. You got to go. And who knows if there were crazy things that this guy has done previously that was not videotaped. Because this fuckface was fired because of the videotape, because of the public outrage. And he needs to be... I don't know how the law works. But if that's not a videotaped, if that's not murder, I don't know what is. It's not even like you shoot somebody, you have a lapse of judgment for a second, and then the person is dead, and you're like, fuck. And you can't change that. But it was a seconds of a lapse of a judgment. If somebody pulls a gun on you, you pull a gun on them, you pull the trigger, and you kill somebody, and you fuck up like that. That's bad. But when you have a guy pinned down to the floor for minutes with your knee on the back of their neck, and you hear the guy saying, I can't breathe, and whatever else he was saying, like, you're gonna kill me, whatever. The guy was struggling for breath to stay alive. But this perverted perverted police officer, just kept his knee on the back of his neck until it ultimately killed him. To me, this is worse than a shooting. Because this is some sick thing in this guy's head where he was getting off on the power he has over this individual who is handcuffed face down on the ground. And for what? He didn't even break a law. And I'm like, what the fuck was the whole thing even over? They thought he had a forged check? And that's how you're going to treat him? Why was he on the ground to begin with? Why was he handcuffed to begin with? Can't you just talk to him and say, oh, we got a call. Yeah, they're going to check something. We just got to verify one thing. And talk to people like the people. Don't talk to people like you give people power. There's problems. This is why I say all the time that there is nobody really qualified to be a police officer, because it's impossible to have people that are actually qualified to, hold somebody else's life in their hands. So it's a fucking shame. I guess the bottom line is it's a fucking shame. Now there's riots in Minneapolis, and there's people that are like, if you're rioting, you're no worse than this guy, than the police officer. No, yeah, you are. I mean, the police officer is worse. Excuse me. The police officer is still worse. Because the guy held another human being down while he was defenseless with his knee on the back of his neck, and now you can't understand why people are just like, well, fuck everything. And this is what happens when you, especially with with this whole coronavirus, and there's already a suspicion of the power that governments have over them, and you have an incident like this happen. People have had enough, and you can't really blame them. I mean, there are people that are just riding this for whatever their own personal gain is, but there is a fair amount of backlash, and to me, the police officer is worse, no matter how you spin it, no matter how you want to spin it. And people are coming out with statistics about white people being more endangered from having encounters with police officers than black. Like, whites make up over 50-something% of deaths that are at the hands of police officers, and blacks are like 20% or something, which is still disproportional, because I don't know how much population white people are, but it's probably like 60% at least, something like that. And blacks at 13%, but there's still 20% of the victims that at the hands of police officers, which to me shows that there is just a problem with this impossible job, where if you give people power, they don't know how to use it. They don't know how to handle it. Many of them do fine. They do okay. But a big majority of them that just can't. And they should have never been in that position to begin with. That's my unqualified Tony Talks opinion anyway. Take it for whatever you want. I don't give a shit. But a lot of people are getting mad because everybody's got a fucking opinion on this thing. I figured I'd give my 2 cents on it. So, I have no notes. I have no preparation. I had no agenda written down before I started this podcast. I literally have my computer, my mouse, my keyboard, my microphone, and I was Googling sources as I was fucking talking about it. So, whatever. Take it for what it's worth. So, I'm going to switch gears, but I guess the big takeaway is something's got to change in society in general to make people come together. I don't know. It's like a fucking, it sounds howdy doody or whatever, but I don't know. Because the real reality is there's the class, the real ruling class of people loves what's going on. They love having a foil now with this detective, police officer, whatever the fuck his name is. And, you know, honestly, if you're 19 years on the fucking force anyway, you shouldn't be in that position. That should be a younger cop. You should be supervising, teaching that person, showing them the ropes if you're 19 years on the force. Because you're at this point, if you're a police officer and you got that many years, then you're probably primed for retirement anyway. So that shows me, or tells me, in my unqualified estimation, I don't know, I'm just a guy talking here, that he gets off on this shit. It's weird, it's perverted. Anyway, let's lighten things up here. We got to come together there, because the bottom line, the big takeaway is, the more we're divided against each other, the easier it makes for an upper ruling class of people to manipulate events, however you want to put it. Conspiracy, not conspiracy, whatever the fuck you want to believe, you can believe. But if you don't think there's a class of society that is completely absolved from all this, while we continue to divide each other by our fucking racial differences, which, by the way, is all bullshit. I mean, race, there really is just a human, I know it sounds corny, but there really is just a human race, because it's just fucking science. Skin variations and skin tones is all, you know, it's a result of the climate that your ancestors lived in for thousands of years. Like, darker skinned people evolved to have darker skin because they were in an area that had more UV radiation, so they needed to protect their skin from skin cancer or whatever ailments from the sun. And then light-skinned people, you know, which became today's white people, like, you know, European populations and Viking people, you know, their skin evolved to be lighter in order to get more vitamin D from the sun because there would be less sun. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's like the prevailing theory as to why people have different skin tones. I mean, I don't know. It's just science. You know? I mean, what do people really think? Well, like, you're not different. It's an illusion of difference. Like, you know, I guess like the middle ground is, you know, we all came from chimps or whatever, and chimps have like brown skin or something when you like shave them down past their hair. So humans used to have hair, so I guess the theory is humans shedded their hair over years and years of evolution, and then when people and tribes started breaking out in different areas, you just had different results, and people just evolved differently based on what their environment required them to evolve into. It's nothing. I mean, it's really as simple as that. And you know, it's just you know, we all come from Africa too. So like humans, the origins are in Africa. Like, that's the motherland. And I guess that's, you know, when you look at Africa itself, there's so many different types of people within Africa. And then when people spread throughout the world, their environments dictated who they would turn into. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not a scientist, but, you know, I could read something from a science magazine, or I could read something like all you people read things too. But, maybe there will be a time when I can do more research into this and speak to this from an expert position, from an expert, being an expert in the field, rather than, doing limited research and going off the top of my head, which is more or less what I'm doing now. But feel free to fact check any of this. Feel free to fact check anything that I'm saying, because I'm like 95% sure, which 5% error is enough for you to fucking Google it. Google it. Look it up. Look for yourself. Don't believe me. Look for yourself, because it's all bullshit. All differences. This was supposed to be a funny podcast. And it's still funny. I still have fun. I still have fun with you guys. You guys having fun? Yeah, we're all having fun. Let's go on the internet right now. Let's go on here. Let's go on the Google. And let's see what comes up in Google News for fun. News fun. Oh, we got a, let's go down. I'm going to go down 4. I don't know, I'm not going down 4. Kids 2020 Summer Outside Fun Guide. Oh my God, you guys, it's an Summer Outside Fun Guide. This is the best. So this is for Bucks. This is bucks.happeningmag.com. 2020 Outside Fun Guide. And these are just things you could do. And look at this. The first title of it. Stay-at-home restrictions becoming more relaxed. And this is an area called Bucks County. I don't know where the fuck this is. Maybe it's in Wisconsin, because they're known for their Bucks over there. According to Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Bucks. How you doing? They have a guide to soak up your vitamin D. Of course, you got that? White people, you need your vitamin D. That's why you got the light skin. Go out there and get your vitamin D. Black people in colder climates, you need to be outside longer, because it's like harder for the skin to absorb vitamin D or something. I don't know. That's what Dr. Rhonda Patrick, you listen to her on Joe Rogan. And yeah, that's the guidelines for vitamin D. But look, let's take a look at some of the things they have suggested here. Parks and trails. Outside fun. And if you're not in Bucks County, look up your local parks and trails. Things you could do. And they got a little kid walking after his daddy with a stroller. Isn't that nice? What else? They got local pools. Yeah, go to your pools. COVID. Everybody's got the COVID. But you know what? Better than to go in an area where it's piss infested by a bunch of 6-year-olds. Yeah, family fun. Then they got a bunch of little kids in here, and they got the yellow water mixed in with the clear blue water. That's so nice. That's so nice that they do that. Public golf courses. That's nice too. Everybody, you see Tiger Woods, Peyton Manning, Phil Mickelson, and Tom Brady, Tampa Brady. These guys. You saw them golf. If they could golf, why can't you? Why can't you golf? We could all golf. Public golf courses. These are just things you could do as we get deeper and deeper into summer. And look at this. Outdoor activities. And look at here's the article. Here's a list of activities you could do with your family while enjoying the fresh air. And like I said earlier, this may have been written for Bucks County. This may have been written for Bucks County, but you could apply it to your own county. Wherever the fuck you are. I don't know. Here's a list of things that they say you could do outside. This is just outdoor activities. Play Frisbee. Read on a blanket. I don't know why anybody would read on a blanket. I've tried doing this, like on the beach, and I can't read the fucking page. The sun's too bright. Read on a blanket. That's the stupidest thing. Sorry, it's a nice article. Maybe listen to an audiobook. Listen to a podcast. Listen to Tony Talks while you're on a blanket laying down in some dirt. That's how you know you've made it. Blow bubbles. What a stupid item that. Who would write blow bubbles on this? Blow bubbles. Is Bubbles your friend? You want us to blow him? Ride bikes. That's nice. Scavenger hunt. Look at this. Family Olympic Games. Let me click this article. Physical Kitchness Family Olympic Games. Family get-togethers are more fun with a friendly dose of competition. Yeah, for the winners. What if you're one of the losers? Then it's not as much fun. Then it's just awkward, and you're just watching your superior family members just embarrass you. 8 fun and hilarious games for all ages. So these are the games they have if you want to do it with your family. This summer, I went back for our family. I can't remember the last time we all gathered. It was probably a funeral. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, there's family reunions and there's funerals. That's when you see people. And weddings. But once everybody gets married, it's like, that's like it. Then, you really don't have a fucking reason to see people. Human ring toss. You need 1 pool noodle per team and duct tape. This is stupid. Fly swatter golf. I'm so sorry that I found this ridiculous article. Solo stack. This is so stupid. Who would do it? If you're getting your family together to do these ridiculous activities, you probably should have never got together anyway, because you're so desperate to find something to do together that you just can't even talk and hang out or barbecue or just play normal. Have you ever heard of fucking cornhole? Look, this Cheerio art. And they got all these ridiculous games. Beach ball race. Frisbee golf? Get a fucking cornhole set. Or the thing with the net and you hit a badminton, whatever the fuck it's called, you have basketball. You need a fucking hoop and a ball, and you could just let the kids fuck around, let the adults talk and bullshit. Swap stock tips, stock market tips, and all that shit. Charades, heads up. I should write an article. And send it to them and say you're welcome, because the Family Olympic Games that you have set up, they look at these ridiculous items that are required for some of these games. Here's one. I'll go to one game. Cheerio art. You need 1 plastic shoebox sized tote per team. Already, what the fuck does that mean? 1 plastic shoebox sized tote per team. Okay, you need a plastic box. 1 floral foam box. What is a floral foam box? Is that like a thing that you punch into and it sticks? Pipe cleaners. This is ridiculous. I haven't used a pipe cleaner since I was 12 years old. Even that, I was probably getting made fun of for using it when I was 12. Fuck this shit. Yeah. So whatever. Find some time. Find some shit. Put the ball game on. How don't you have a meetup on a Sunday? You put football on, and then you just talk, goof around. You have another room with a fucking Xbox in it. Whatever. What is this human ring toss? 1 pool noodle per team and duct tape. Secure pool noodle into a ring shape with duct tape. There's no picture of this. You know why there's no picture of it? Because nobody's ever done it. They just made this shit up. Oh man. What else is going on here? UFC's coming on this weekend. Tyron Woodley is making his return to the cage against Gilbert Burns. How about that? Then next week you got fucking Amanda Nunes, the WMMA GOAT. She's not even the GOAT. I'm going to start a new thing because everybody is a fucking GOAT. Eli Manning went on Twitter and everybody was like, oh my god, Eli Manning's on Twitter. And people were calling him the GOAT. I think Saquon Barkley was like the GOAT's on Twitter. He's not the GOAT. He's very good. Probably Hall of Fame quarterback. But he's not a GOAT. The GOAT is reserved for like Wayne Gretzky, Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, whatever. So I'm going to start a new thing. Breaking news. Here on the 28th of May 2020. We're going to go with the BOAT. Okay, there could be plenty of GOATs, but there's only one BOAT, the best of all time. And that's what we're going to start calling Jordan, Gretzky, Muhammad Ali, Tom Brady. These guys are BOATs from now on. No more fucking GOATs, because everybody gets to be a GOAT. Fuck a GOAT, be a BOAT. That's how you know. And we're trying to make this the BOAT podcast. Tony Talks coming at you. That's all I'm going to say for today. That's all I'm going to say for tonight. I'll talk to you next time. Tony Talks 8 on Twitter and Instagram, and Tony Talks 8 podcast at gmail.com. I'm glad I came in just to check in with you. Following up soon, we're gonna have more guests on. I'm reaching out. I'm really reaching out to a lot of people now. So stay tuned. More podcasts coming this weekend. More podcasts coming fucking for as long as I have this microphone. I'm gonna keep yammering on here, and whatever. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a poke on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Yeah, send me a poke. I missed a poke. Do they still have those on Facebook? That's how I used to flirt. If you were too shy to say anything, you could do it. But I was famous for the pokes. I used to poke everybody, you know? Yeah, poke everybody with my fucking thing. Yeah, alright. Send me an email, TonyTalksAPodcast@gmail.com. I'll talk to you next time. Here comes the outro, also known as the intro. See you later.
Brand new start of it in old New York.